Okay, so we finally made it to the section talking about volume, and we're going to lump in prisms and cylinders together since we saw that they are in fact very similar to each other. The only difference is the base being a circle versus some polygon. Okay, so we're going to kind of separate out the rectangular box from all the other shapes because I think you guys already know that the formula for the volume of a rectangular box is just the length times width times height. And that's very easy to remember, and I don't want to confuse people about that. So just keep remembering that if you ever have a rectangular box, that's your formula. But in general, there is in fact a theorem that says if you want to take the volume of a prism or a cylinder, which is just a different type of prism, it's going to be the product of the area of the base and the height. So basically you would take the area of the base and multiply by the height to get your volume. Well, if we apply that to the rectangular box, if you look here and we call this bottom shape right here the base, well, the area of that is length times width, and then we're supposed to multiply that by the height. Well, there you go, length times width times height. So it does fit, it's just that we don't typically think of it in that manner. Okay, so in summary, every single prism, every single cylinder, what you're going to do is figure out the area of your base and multiply it by the height, or lateral edge if it's on its side. And then don't forget that the units are now cubed because we're talking about volume instead of area. That will be a hard one to remember. So let's look at an example. Here's a cylinder. To figure out the volume, we're going to figure out the area of the base, which is 25 pi, multiply by 15, and we get 375 pi units cubed. And then if we go over here to this example, now we have an isosceles triangle for our bases. Our height or lateral edge is going to be 50. So to figure this out, we need to know the area of this triangle. We're going to drop down the height, splitting the 14 into 7 and 7. With the 7 and 25, we know that this will be 24. So we now have the height of our triangle as 24. So the volume, we take the area of the triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. So all of this right here is the area of our base. And then we multiply it by the lateral edge, or the height of the prism, which is 50. And this comes out to be a really big number. But you get 8,400 units cubed. All right, there you go.